isn't permitted within the city, not without proper clearance.
We can't wait around to get permission for everything.
You are absolutely forbidden by the rules of the city to continue putting up posters.
We don't care about the rules, and we're not asking permission. We're finding Appa on our own, and you should just stay out of our way.
This is your boy Law coming back at you today with a brand new video. You've asked me for it, and it's finally here. Appa's Lost Days Part 2. I can't tell you how many messages and requests I done got for this video. Actually, I posted a poll probably about a week or two ago, and the poll actually that's when I did the top 5 black anime characters. It got outweighed by that, but then throughout the week or so, I've been getting messages like, hey, where's Appa's Lost Days Part 2, blah, blah, blah. So now it's here, and we're going to talk about it today because I rewatched the episode last night just to get some more details and things on it. I know everything that happened, but I still love that. I love this series in general. So let's get started. I left off, I think it was when Long Fang, it was when Long Fang had used the bootleg bison whistle, and he called Appa when Appa had went to Gorpatik, and Gorpatik gave him the letter, and he helped him find Aang's energy, which led Appa to Ba Sing Se. And then once he got to Ba Sing Se, Long Fang and the Dai Li were waiting for him with the bootleg little bison whistle. He called him. Appa landed in front of him, blah, 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 and they had a brief little interaction, and then Appa got recaptured. So then it picks up from that point. It picks up with Aang, Katara, Sokka, and Toph and Momo, and they're making flyers. They went off across the Ba Sing Se to hand out flyers and things like that. And Long Fang tries to get her name is Judy. Yeah, Judy. Fun fact about her: it's actually multiple Judys. So they brainwash Judy. Spoiler alerts ahead. They brainwash Judy to try to throw Team Avatar's trail off from Appa, and this was all Long Fang's plan to kind of stay in power. You have the Earth King, but then he's trying to climb the ranks. He's trying to get his power, so he's doing everything he can to be manipulative. He's power hungry. He's doing whatever he can to throw them off their path. He's dirty. He's foul. So Judy comes up to the house and says, hey, you guys can't be, putting these flyers up everywhere. You're forbidden from doing that from here on out, pretty much. Aang loses his mind and goes off on Judy. Fast forward, they're going through, they're still putting up the flyers, and then they come across, his name is Jet, for those who don't know him yet. Now, Jet was in season 1. He was a fling with Katara. I really wouldn't say, I don't think they were in the Force long enough for them to really establish a relationship. But when we first got introduced to Jet, it was a little love interest that you tried to spark off between Jet and Katara. Now, Jet is the leader of the Freedom Fighters, who is pretty much a little group of rebels who want to fight against the Fire Nation. When Jet was a kid, his village had got burned down by the Fire Nation. So then after that, Jet made a little group. He learned how to use swords. He learned how to use dual swords, and he formed this little group and called them the Freedom Fighters. And they fight off the Fire Nation whenever they can, pretty much. Nothing serious, but if any Fire Nation comes to their territory, they fight them off. After that, Katara and him had a little love interest. They go through that whole episode, and then after that, we don't see Jet until season 2 in Ba Sing Se. So when Jet comes back around, he's like, hey guys, I want to help you find Appa. Instantaneously, that triggers Katara. She attacks him, and then he pulls out the flyer saying, hey, no, look, I've changed. I want to help you guys out. Fast forward, they're walking through the city, and Jet says, I heard some old guy saying that they were watching after this big furry beast. So they go to the barn, but they go to the little building to investigate, and there's this janitor in there. So the janitor's just like, yeah, they took him like 2 days ago. They took him to Whaletail Island and all this good jazz. And then when they Team Avatar checks the map, Whaletail Island is about a couple weeks journey away. So as they're about to leave, something doesn't seem right, because Jet had said prior, they asked Jet when they called him, like, hey, I thought you were with the Freedom Fighters, what happened? And Jet says, no, I left them. which is weird because, you know, Jet formed them, so why would he leave them? So they're just like, okay, they're leaving, and they go to leave right before they depart. Excuse me, I lost myself for a second. Right before they depart, they're like, okay, let's go get what we need, and then we'll go to Whaletail Island. And as they're walking through the streets, they come across Jet's old gang, and I forgot the names, but it's the little girl, and then it's the archer, and they come across them, and then like they're just all ecstatic to see them. So they're just like, you know, hey, what happened last time we saw you? You got caught by the Dai Li. We hadn't seen you ever since. But Jet is just like, what you mean? I've been living in the city peacefully for weeks. I don't know what you're talking about. So now everybody's shocked. So this leads Team Avatar to believe, like, hold up. If he thinks that if he thinks he's been living in the city, and they know he hasn't been living in the city, who's telling the truth? So those who don't know, Toph can tell if people are lying or not because she can sense vibrations, because we all know she's blind. She can sense vibrations. I'm kind of rambling on a little bit, but it's all key to this story, because part 2 of Appa's Lost Days isn't all about Appa. It's different fragments. That's why I'm talking so much about different characters. It all comes together at the end. It all pans together at the end. So anyway, Toph feels their heart beats out, and she realizes that they're both telling the truth, which comes to the conclusion that Jet has been brainwashed. And when he got captured by the Dai Li, by Long Fang, that's when they realized there's something going on here. We need to take care of this. So then, you know, they get his memory rejogged again. Katara uses some healing waters to kind of like jumpstart his memory, and then he realizes that they took him to Lake Laogai, and they used an expression called, well, not really an expression, but they used a sentence. Jet, the Earth King has invited you to enjoy a vacation on Lake Laogai, something like that. And then you'll know it worked, because there'll people get dilated, and then they'll be like, I'm honored to accept the invitation, and then they do whatever you say. So they took Jet, walked them back down to the chamber where he was, where everything was, and that's how you find out that there's multiple Judy. Not like clones of Judy, there's just different people who get hypnotized, just like the original Judy did. And they are all brainwashed and taught that their name is Judy, and they all have the same exact purpose. And they do whatever the Dai Li says, because the Dai Li takes orders from Long Fang. And whoever controls the Dai Li have control over everything. So fast forward, they fight the Dai Li, they get through to where Appa is. Well, they got to a room before then. They get to a room where they think that Appa is, and it's full of Dai Li agents. So now Toph, everybody, Katara, Aang, Sokka, everybody's fighting. So Long Fang tries to escape during the conflict, and when he gets loose, Jet and Aang chase after him. They catch up to him, and then Long Fang, then he says the quote that I just said, you know, the Earth Kings invite you out to Lake Laogai, blah, blah, blah. And then Jet, you know, goes back into his hypnotized state, attacks Aang. Aang's fighting him, and Aang throughout, like soon after the fight even starts, Aang convinces him like, hey, he's brainwashing you, you don't have to do this. And then Jet snaps out of it, and then Jet then attacks Long Fang. Long Fang then attacks Jet, because he's an earthbender. Then he attacks Jet with, you know, some earthbending, but he hit him with like this stalactite or stalagmite, whichever one that comes out of the ground, he hit him with that. KO Jet. So for those who don't know, spoiler alert, Jet does die after that. He survives the rest of the episode, but then after that, we can kind of just assume he's dead, because after that, you never see him again. And then Toph, like I said, Toph can check heartbeats, so she could feel his heartbeat fading away. When Jet said he's okay, she was like, he's lying. Like as they were walking away, she was like, he's lying. So anyway, fast forward, they chase down Long Fang, and they catch him. And by the time they get outside, the Dai Li had surrounded them, and Dai Li's pretty much like, I mean not Dai Li, Long Fang's pretty much like, what you gonna do now? And it's at this point, actually I skipped a step, let me go back like 2-3 steps. So while they were fighting Long Fang, when Aang and Jet were fighting Long Fang, side story, Zuko and Iroh were down there too. They didn't go together. Zuko went down there when he found out that the Team Avatar was in Ba Sing Se, and he found that out because Aang had been flying around before, dropping off the flyers for Appa, and that's how Zuko found out that Team Avatar was in Ba Sing Se, which led to Zuko then going down the tunnel, not the tunnel, but the little chamber where they were. But he went. We don't know what he went to go do with his bison. We don't know if he went to go kill Appa. We don't know if he went to go kidnap Appa to hold him hostage to try to get Aang. We don't know. Either way, he goes down there, and little to his knowledge, Iroh follows him. So Iroh follows him down, and Iroh gives him one of the best speeches that we'll ever hear. Like, to this day, we were not ready for Iroh, but he gives him one of the best speeches you'll ever hear. And Zuko then, you know, he thinks for a while, and he comes to terms like, you know what, maybe this ain't the right way. Maybe killing or kidnapping Appa isn't gonna bring my honor back, isn't gonna make me feel the way I want to feel. So he ends up releasing Appa. So now we can fast forward back. So now Team Avatar has they got out the chamber, and they're chasing Long Feng down. Like I said, they're surrounded by the Dali now. Due to Zuko's actions of him releasing Appa, Appa is then able to save Team Avatar, and that after a month, after 4 straight weeks of separation, when Appa and Team Avatar are reunited again. Appa attacks the Dali agents, and then he has a one-on-one fight with Long Feng. It's brief. Long Feng tries to attack him, and he literally beats him in the funniest way. He literally just bites his foot and throws him into Lake Laogai. Hence, that's why this video is called Appa's Lost Days Part 2, Lake Laogai, because that's the title of the episode. But after that, they get reunited. It's a splendid moment. It's something we all were waiting for. It brings a tear to everybody's eye. It has one of the most iconic quotes ever in any show that I wish was an anime. It is, "I miss you, buddy." That scene gets me every time, but that concludes Appa's Lost Days. I know the first part was tragic. I know the first part was a little sad. I know this is still a heart-wrenching episode, but at the end of the day, they get reunited. That's what we all want. So the fact that this happened, we can now move on. Well, the people who've already seen Avatar, we already know what happened. For those who just started the journey, y'all can now move on in peace, and now y'all can get back to your regularly scheduled programming and enjoy Avatar for the amazing show that it is. That's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching my video and tuning in for another episode. If you liked it, hit that like button, share, comment, and subscribe if you haven't. If you want to, thank you all for my subscribers who are here already. Thanks for the love and support. I got more videos on the way. I got some more stuff that I need to edit. I need to edit this one when I'm finished. But like I said, like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you share with your friends. Show this video off to people. That helps me out a lot. And thank you all. Law out.
I can handle you by myself.
I missed you, buddy.